I'm live. I'm live or I am alive. I guess both. Hello, YouTube. Come on in, you guys. I'm just literally jumping on the air here. Hold on. I got a new microphone too. Can you see my new microphone? It's the same brand as the other one, but hopefully this one works better because I liked the other one. Well, hi. I did not tell anyone except hubby that I was going to do a live show all of a sudden. So people may show up, people may not. I don't know what's happening. Don't ask me. I don't even know what day it is today. Um, I'm going to put a little makeup on while I wait for anyone to show up. Hello, world. I'm going to put some face cream. You guys, it's just been crazy. We're going to talk about the Daybell, Lori, whatever the hell her name is. But I did go to the dentist, the surgeon yesterday. Hi, smiley face. I went to the oral surgeon yesterday. He took out my tooth up here and didn't give me my freaking implant. I'm so upset. So I got to make a phone call about that because I'm confused on what the hell's happening with my teeth. I apologize. I need to scoot this back. Hold on. Because otherwise I will shake the shit out of my desk. Okay. Now you can see my fat arms, but at least the camera won't be moving. Ah! Wait, where's my cover up? I have a cover up. My husband's like, "Why do you wear that thing?" To cover the fat. Duh. What's your freaking problem? Okay, so I'm putting on makeup while you guys come in. Hello, everyone. So I'm just gonna start talking because that's what I do. So smiley face, thank you. Smiley, did you watch the sentencing yesterday? And if so, did you watch it live? Did you watch it back in the evening? What did you do yesterday, Smiley? What am I looking for? Okay. I yesterday was kind of a blur. I couldn't even come on the computer pretty much because Johnny's home. And when Johnny's home, um, I can't do anything but Johnny. You kind of have to put eyes on him all the time. It's exhausting. Um, Again, you can play tic-tac-toe with this stuff. It doesn't matter. Come on in. You didn't get a chance. Okay. Yeah, it's long. It was 4 hours. It was a 4 hour, and I haven't had time to sit down and watch the 4 hours, but I did happen to catch. I'm putting on the Kat Von D foundation balm. It's the new stuff I'm using. It's fat. Watch this, you guys. Just watch. It's it's like a camera filter. Look. Oh my god, who needs a camera filter when you can do this? Yeah, it was 4 hours, I believe. I believe it was 4 hours. I was able to catch her speaking live. Um, I think was I on my way home from the dentist? I think maybe. Um, I'm getting my microphone filthy. Sorry, I'm sorry. Um, I did catch her live. Um, I mean, I tried to poke around a little bit on the court thing itself. What I found was it was mostly those testimonies, the victim impact statements, which are super important. But um, for yesterday's court date, hi Heather. For yesterday's court date, I was pretty much only going to be interested in the sentencing and the if Lori was gonna talk or not, and to be honest, I'm really surprised Lori spoke. I mean, I didn't ask any spirits or spirit guide or anything, if that was or wasn't going to happen. So, I got stuff to say on that because that was just bullshit. By the way, this is an 18-year-old and over channel, okay? Because I can only monitor my mouth for X amount of time, and we talk about very graphic things on the channel. So, just be forewarned if there's kids or you get offended by cursing, uh, beware. This is just what is this? This is just Sephora lip balm. It does have a color to it, but anyway. Oh, I'm sweating. I just got back from running errands. Um, so Heather, what did you think about it? What's the part that stuck out most in your mind, Heather? What was like the meat and potatoes for you? What was the big stuff that stood out if you had to say anything? I liked what the judge said at the end to Lori because he basically called her out as a liar because that she is a liar, and liars need to be called out because they need to stop lying. Hi, Amy. Come on in. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this on a live. Amy, where are you at, Amy? What state or country are you in? Hmm, look, instant tan. My husband was going over my analytics analysis. I don't know whatever it's called on YouTube. He's like, "Well, you're kind of losing people after the first 10 minutes." I am? I'm losing people after 10 minutes? Are you kidding me? What am I supposed to do? What am why? Why are you losing people? I don't know. I guess they just don't they're not really my friends. My real friends stick around on the channel because they know I got good stuff throughout the entire hour or whatever, for however long I'm doing a show or a live. You know what, Heather? Hold on. I forgot I can do this. Let me come over here. So I'm going to put Heather's comment up here. I was relieved the judge got it right. I couldn't believe Lori speaking and what she was saying. I know. We're going to get into that shit because that's just, guys. Oh God. If you could only see what I see and hear what I hear from spirit, from the universe, if everyone had the abilities that I have and all the other psychics have for the most part, um Uh, I just wish you could for a moment because it's absolutely ridiculous what Lori said. And my husband, I'll talk about that. And my husband's like, "Well, wait a minute. You say this and that, and that's exactly what she just said." No, that's not. Yes, but no. And this is what I've accused Chad of in the past is he says this shit that's true and people know that it's true. So then he says this next part of shit. That's not true. That shit ain't true. The second part. And that's what Lori has adopted to do as well is let's say a little bit of truth because people will believe this because it is true in many religions or for the most part in the world. Okay. So let's give a little bit of truth and then say garbage to get off the hook. Oh, Connecticut. Amy, have I talked to you about Photos Dulos at all? Sorry, I'm trying to give myself a bigger tan. I'm sweating like a pig. Let's see. So my husband was referring to is the part where Tammy was saying, Tammy. Is that her name? No, Lori. Lori was saying, "Well, I think, the spirits were, they're just on the other side and they're busy. They're busy." Oh, who's the only other person I know who has said that? Oh, that's me. That's me, Audrey Briggs, the salty psychic. That's me. Thanks, Lori. Uh, yeah, they're busy. I gotta quit touching buttons on here because one of the buttons is a mute button, so sorry. Um, that's what I've always said. I've never heard anyone else saying that. Maybe you guys have heard other people saying that. Um, I did a whole video on spirits and their jobs on the other side. Um, and so there are people familiar with that being said, whether by me or somebody else. So she just freaking throws that out there as if to say she's normal, as if to say she's not crazy. Um, and did you guys catch what she was saying about Tammy Daybell being her good friend? Oh, my good friend. My good friend Tammy, right? That's Chad's wife that they killed, right? Tammy. How many times did she say that? 3 times? Lori mentioned referred to Tammy Daybell as her good friend at least thrice, 3 times. Uh, yeah, well, I don't know. Okay, my husband says she's crazy, and then my husband says, "Well, I could see how she was brainwashed." Okay, neither is true. She is evil, okay? She's evil. She's not nuts. She is not, a textbook crazy. She's not, and that's been proven. Uh, she's evil. She's not brainwashed. She is evil, and she does these things on purpose. Let me input this real quick, Amy. Jennifer's in a million pieces. She's decomposed in those million pieces. And I have spoken to a family member about it. Uh, And I understand why Jennifer Dulos's family doesn't kind of want to come to believe what I've said about Jennifer Dulos and her condition and where she's at. They're never there's pieces out there, but they're not going to find her whole body, which I'm so sad about. Okay, Lori Vallow. It's when we say crazy, that's just a word we use very loosely, right? If my husband's listening, can you bring me a drinky, please? Baba, can you bring me a drink, please? I forgot to grab a drink. He's here somewhere in the house. Um, and Lori has been assessed and she's been in jail for years now. You don't think she's been assessed? If she was truly crazy, we would have been told that she cannot go to court, she can't talk, blah blah blah. Because actual crazy people aren't allowed to participate in the way that she has been participating. And I don't know if you caught her attorney, one of her attorneys yesterday. He even said, "Look, we haven't gotten along this whole time. Me and Lori Vallow, we haven't gotten along this whole time, but we persevered through it." Yeah, probably because she said scary stuff to you, like, "Hey, sir attorney, I think you're a zombie, and I'm going to send someone to kill you." I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to text my husband because I need a drink. We got Johnny down for a quick little rest, and I got to text my husband. I need a drink, please. He's probably listening to Megan Kelly right now. Okay. Okay. We'll see if he gets that message. Um, I would scream, but I don't wanna upset Johnny because he's resting right now. So, Lori's not, uh, crazy. She just is not. As much as it we say crazy because what other word can we use other than evil? What is another adjective that would describe what the hell Lori has done? And the thing that gets me about religion, and I am not saying there aren't legitimate religious people. There are some people that are truly do believe in the Bible and they believe everything in it and they live their life accordingly without being a nut, without being a religious freak like a family member of mine. But and I have to Google it. I don't remember what the word was yesterday that the judge used, but some sort of religious disorder or something. I mean, that's exactly it. That's a new thing. There's a religious disorder because it's just absolutely absurd, some of this garbage. So it's like I told my husband this morning Lori Vallow is not nuts. Let's go back in Lori's history. This woman tries to get attention in any way she possibly can. She went on Wheel of Fortune. Audrey, not everyone that goes on a TV show is a psychopath and just is on there for attention. No, not everybody. You know, some people are on there for the money, some people are on these shows for fun. She went on, and I'll tell you this psychically, Lori went on Wheel of Fortune for the airtime. Yes, she wants the money and the prizes and everything else that she got, but she went on for camera time. And that's why she was cast. You're cast into these roles. It's a role that you're playing. Audrey, it's not. It's a game show. It's you're casting. You please. I've been in that industry. I can tell you right now, you have to audition, okay? You have to audition to go on to Wheel of Fortune, and a lot of the other shows. And she did it for airtime. Just as she wanted to be in the spotlight when she was in Texas and she did the Mrs. America or whatever, Mrs. Texas. Yeah, she was pretty, you know, you don't I'm not s I'm not saying she's ugly, but I'm not saying she's, like, stunning, but she could and did in the past make herself look very attractive. Um, you know, now she looks like she belongs in a prison. That's just her new look. She's got the prison look going on. Honestly, when I look at her now, I think of that 19 Kids and Counting. She has that look to her, to me, Lori. She's got that look of a cult, a cult face, and it's a thing. It's a thing, you guys. I grew up with my dad in a cult. I have a lot of experience with cult. Yeah, she probably tried she probably hit on Pat Sajak, poor Pat Sajak. Can you imagine? This side's darker. I need to fix the other side. Not that I'm going anywhere, but I just hate looking so terrible all the time. Um, oh, I'm sure she hit or flirted with Pat Sajak. You can count your bottom dollar for that. And you don't need to be a psychic to know some of this shit. I'm just saying. My mouth is still a little swollen on the side. I hate it. I hate it. I was so emotionally prepared for my implant finally. He's like, "No, it's too early." I'm like, "But you told me 2 months ago you wanted to do it that day, and I wasn't emotionally ready to get my implant on that day. So you said we'll do it in July." And July 31st comes, and he tells me it's too early to put the implant in. What? What? So now I couldn't talk. So when this was all happening, so I have to call and talk to the office manager at this dental place because I'm just confused. But I do like the people that work there, except this guy who only comes once a month. Um, so back to religion. Um, my Jesus knows. My Jesus knows me. Am I mocking her? Am I mocking religious people? I guess. But these are the kind of religious people that are no good. These are the religious people who use Jesus as a crutch and an excuse, like my father, who decided he can break promises and his Jesus will forgive him. Be that as it might, and I say might as in maybe, maybe not, that's not a hall pass to break the law, to break promises, to kill people, to steal money. It is not a hall pass. Jesus is not a hall pass, okay? Haven't we heard hamburger has found God? You guys, if someone like Koberger tells you he's found Jesus, he's saved, I am surprised God has not struck these people dead yet. Look at Epstein. And I'm smiling because Epstein did not kill himself. Epstein was murdered. It's called karma. It it's what we talk about here is so thick with onion layers and layers of emotions, of facts, of history, of accusations. I mean, it's just raw emotions here. How do people get along with Lori in prison? Well, I'll tell you because I can see her in prison. And here comes Spirit. Who is this? Okay, I have to put you on pause for 1 second because I need a drink. I'm suffering. I apologize. Hold on. All right, let me put my earphones back in. I scared my husband. My husband's like, "Ah, I thought you were doing a show." I am. I'm trying. All right. Okay. Who was the spirit coming? Who was the spirit coming in? Something to do with Lori. So, as a psychic, if my mind wanders off to something such as, gee, I wonder what Lori is doing right now in jail. What is she doing? I kind of direct myself. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Is there any vodka in there? Oh. So I kind of just direct my mind to the thought of, like, I guess how anyone would do it, and that is kind of picture Lori in my mind, picturing her in a jail, and then spirit kind of just takes over from there and takes me around. I either feel the connection or I don't feel the connection. And I've been able to do this with Brian Koberger as well. I can see him in jail and what he's up to. As I mentioned before, Koberger's very, very organized in a creepy way. Koberger. So I can see Lori. This is a scary thing here is Lori is a deceiver and she's really, really good at it. And when you're really good and you've mastered deceiving people as a whole, in a whole, your whole life revolves around deceiving people, she's believable. And this is kind of what I've talked about is Audrey, how come your friends and family, your coworkers have lied to your face and men in the past have lied to your face and you didn't know? Because my humanness, my brain takes over my spirit, over my soul, over my psychicness, kind of gets kicked out. And I'm dealing with just the human being or the human beings, the people that I'm talking to. Now, there's certain cases, obviously, I know when someone's lying. You don't have to be a psychic to know to know that. Um, she's really good at lying. And I don't know if you guys caught yesterday, her attorney, one of her attorneys was saying how he would like her to get out when she's 70, she'll be safe, and she's been an inspiration. She could be an inspiration to other women there in the prison. She can help guide other women in the prison, and only if she could if she's up for parole or able to get out of jail when she's around 70. Otherwise, screw it. She's gonna be a bitch in jail. If she has no possibility for parole in the future in the next 20, 25 years, she's not gonna help anybody because the only person she really wants to help is herself. And I think when okay, well, before I say that, let me finish with Lori. I can see Lori in prison. Has anybody seen that Australian show, Wentworth? It's about women, a women's prison in Australia. It's a good show. I think there were a few seasons. I can see Lori in the jail, literally, like vision spirit shows me. And I can see her ministering to the women and the guards. Okay, hold on. I'm getting information. Who is this? Who is this here? I'm not sure who this is showing me. Okay. I don't make this shit up. Okay. I do not make this shit up. There's someone here. It's an old lady. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised. This is crazy. This feels crazy to me because it's just weird, right? There's a lady here with me who said she lived in this prison that Lori is at. and she died in this prison. She hasn't left the prison, and she says, "I never met Lori in person, like, when I was alive, but this" okay. I wish I could draw, because I would draw a picture of this woman. She's saying yes. Okay, I'm getting the confirmation chills, which is a phrase I coined myself, okay? That's my phrase, and people are copying me with the confirmation chills. That's my thing, I made that up. I'm getting the confirmation chills from the spirit. Okay, I need to write something. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, okay, she's still talking to me. I see the name Josephine. Josephine. Okay, she's saying yes, Josephine. She's a small lady. What did you do, Josephine? I think Josephine killed her husband. I don't know if someone can validate this, find it, something for me, please. She had a little bit of a hunchback, this Josephine. Not judging, I'm not judging. Okay. Why is this important? Why is this spirit who's coming in, who's observing Lori Vallow? Why is this important, Audrey? Why would this spirit come to you? You're a freak, Audrey. You're a freak. Who even says shit like this? Who has this life, this psychic life? I do. I have this life. This is my life. This is what I do. It's a little lady named Josephine. I'm telling you, I can't make that up. And I wouldn't make it up. I'm too scared of the wrath. I'm too scared of karma. I don't make shit up. I leave that for the liars, for the people who lie. I'm trying to prove to you what I'm saying is true. And this is important to find out. And I hope someone can someone please, if you're watching this video back, can someone please do research on this? Please. I don't even know what jail Lori's in. I don't know how to go about finding this out. Um, so anyway, so this old lady is floating around this prison where Lori's at, and she's telling me that she observes Lori interacting with prison guards, and the prison guards are like, "Huh, interesting. Hmm, never thought of it like that before. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah, you're not so bad after all, are you, lady? Huh, interesting. No, no, it's not interesting. No, it's Lori Vallow is a murderer. She's an absolute murderer. Um, so if Lori's able to kind of get in the minds of the staff or some of the prison guards, whoever, whatever. Um, that's not good. But look at Manson. A lot of people believed what he said. But I'm sorry, Lori. Jesus, you're Jesus, Lori. Um, he's not the Bible Jesus. Okay, that's not the Jesus you're talking to. I think your Jesus has two horns, a tail, and a pitchfork. That's my 2 cents. And again, Lori's taking a little bit of truth from someone reputable like myself as a psychic, using some of my terminology, some of my words, and other psychic and other well, I'm not religious, but reputable religious people, and adding her twist onto it. So, Jesus does not approve of murder, as far as, well, murder, period. Okay. So Jesus did not, I promise, tell you to kill your kids. Jesus did not call your kids, your family, your friends, uh, zombies. That's a fact. No, that's that's a lie. That is 100% a lie. Did you guys notice how Lori was sitting in the courtroom? Could you act interested, Lori? Could you act like you gave a shit in the courtroom, Lori, instead of sitting like a 12-year-old waiting to talk to the principal? I'm confused. I'm confused. The way she was sitting was disrespectful. The way she was sitting was that of someone guilty. And we know she's guilty. My husband this morning, he goes, "Do you remember when you said her kids were dead?" And I go, "Yeah, I very clearly remember when I said that to you because I wasn't on YouTube, but behind the scenes, I still talk about this stuff." And my husband's always asking me about this or that crime because he listens to Megan Kelly and um, Grace. What's her name? That lady. I forgot her name. Her last name's Grace. I forgot her name. Anyway, she's an attorney. Um, Nancy Grace. Yeah, so he's always listening. He'll periodically come and ask me about a case. And I said he asked me about the Vallow case, and I said, "I don't know. Show me a picture. Give me a picture of this lady." And he showed me a picture. I said, "The kids are dead. They did it. Not just Lori, but Chad. Kids are dead. They killed them. They killed the kids." So I'm sure because it wasn't obvious to me, it probably in this case was also obvious to others that she and Chad did it. And then Alex dies. I mean, what do they think? Do you think as a criminal you don't want to raise so many red flags like you've done? How do you get away with murder? Well, by not murdering everybody, first of all. You can't kill everybody and not look guilty and not raise a red flag. Yeah. A smiley face says, "I guess you have to do jail time to find God, right?" Yeah. Well, how convenient for everybody there. Um, she said something I didn't hear before, and this is not something psychically I had ever seen. And I'm still kind of questioning if this happens and if spirit wants to come in and give me a yes or a no, that would be awesome. And that is Lori said she died while giving birth to Tylee and she stood on the side of herself and made some observations. And she was there with her dead sister, standing, watching herself give birth. Um, Now, that statement seems like it could possibly be true because in my belief that something like that could absolutely happen. You could absolutely die on the table, come out of your body, stand off to the side and watch things and stand there in spirit with someone else who's died. The two of you could be watching and experiencing this event together. That could happen. So that in itself doesn't sound super crazy. I've channeled a ton of dead people who have said, "Yeah, I was there. I was there and here's who was standing by me when I was dead in the room, but I was still there in the room, out of my body, but in the room still. Here's who was in the room with me." And I'll rattle off everybody that they're telling me who was in the room while the spirit was kind of hovering over their body all the time. Even non-religious people understand this. Even people who don't believe in psychics believe this. It's like that movie Ghost. It's kinda like that. You're standing over yourself and it's like, "Oh my god, I can't tap them. I can't speak. They don't hear me speaking," kind of thing. So, this is again what I'm talking about. Lori throws out a few normalcies, if you will. I would say relatively normal that the random Joe Schmo would agree with, or an old Caucasian male would even say, "Yeah, probably true," because they don't believe in anything. Um, she throws out some normal things, and then she throws out her bullshit. And like the judge even said, there was no remorse. Lori, she teared up a little bit yesterday. But I don't think that has anything to do with remorse. I think that has to do with just being in prison and being locked up and not wanting to be there anymore. But like my husband said, she's going to have to take herself to this quote unquote crazy place to not become suicidal. But I don't necessarily believe that because I don't think she's sorry for what she's done to her kids and her brother and her ex-husband and her husband's ex-wife or dead wife or whatever. Um I think she'll be just fine in prison the rest of her life. I don't think she'll go actual crazy. I don't think she'll go actually insane because of what she's done. Okay, where's my mouse? Okay. Deb Briggs. Deb, are we related somehow, Deb? I don't know. I don't know. Deb says, news says she was booked into the Pocatello Women's Correctional Facility today where Deb lives. Uh-oh, Deb, be careful. I don't know where that's at. I'm assuming it's in Idaho. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. I'm gonna write that down. Pocatello. Sounds like a nice name. It sounds very serene. I can picture redwood trees, sunshine, birds singing, correctional. Oh, in Idaho. Okay. Interesting. So if she got moved today, this spirit, Deb, I don't know if you heard me earlier, talked about a spirit who's come into my presence now, who's observed Lori in jail. So I don't know if it's the old jail or this new place today, but there's an old lady who died in prison named Josephine who's observing Lori schmooze and try and warm up to staff and prison guards and stuff, in particular men. Hi, Tina. I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, it's a random time. I think it's 9 at night in England. It's quitting time pretty much on the East Coast, about 4 o'clock now. Yeah, not my normal time to come on and do a live, but I just knew I wasn't gonna have time to film a video, and then you have to watch back the video a couple of times in editing and then upload. It takes too long. I just wanted to get on here and start chit-chatting with you guys. The victim impact statements, I didn't listen to well, I listened to honestly, I'm trying to think whose was it? I think it was JJ's grandma, maybe? The one that gave all the dates? She's like, "It's been 1,872 days since I've seen JJ," and she's the lady that gave all the dates. I don't know who that was. It's all awful. It's all awful. So let me ask you, has justice been served? No, no. Even if Lori was given the death penalty, was justice served? If Tylee and JJ were alive in some weird capacity, could if they could come back and tell us as earthlings, as human beings, would you consider this justice being served if you were murdered? If your mom and boyfriend and uncle killed you and mom spent the rest of her life in jail, would you say you was that justice served? No, because what did you hear the victim's impact statement say? I heard statements of, "We'll never know. We'll never know. Tylee will never have kids, never walk down the aisle, never get married, not experience life. JJ will never see what he became." So where's the justice? How is that justice? It's justice. So as a society, as an advanced human race, we're saying it's justice because the murderer is going to spend the rest of her life in jail, and the other murderer was murdered, and we got one more murderer to go who may look at the death penalty. Even if Chad's executed, which I believe is on the table. How? No, it's not justice. So how do we stop these things from happening? How do we stop the Lori Vallows and the Chad Daybells and Alex Cox and the Brian Hamburgers and this serial killer somewhere I haven't even looked at that other case, the Gilgo, whatever that case is. How do we stop this? How do we stop the Chris Watts? How do we stop all these other freaking murders from happening? There's murders happening right now. How do we stop? Well, basically, we can't because people have too many rights. Criminals have too many rights, and I know attorneys hate when people like me say stuff like that. It's true, but it's true. And I hate to say something like this, but I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put this out in the universe, okay? Because it needs to be said. I say the hard stuff. I say the shit everyone's thinking and no one else wants to say because you're afraid to say it. I don't blame you. Look, I'm out here on YouTube. I'm out here on the whole world. I'm going to say it. I literally just forgot what I was going to say. That's the problem being 55. I forget. Criminal defense attorneys hate to hear people like me say what I just said. Too many rights. What are you saying? What do you mean they have too many rights? They're human beings. Well, so, oh, I know what I was going to say. And I don't like putting curses on people, but I need to say this for it just needs to be said, okay? If a criminal defense attorney had this happen in his or her family, do you think they change their story? Do you think they would be okay with the law now? Do you think they would be okay getting murderers off death row? Maybe even out of prison, getting the case dismissed? If a criminal defense attorney had this happen to their own family. Hi, makeup. Makeup and murder. If the shoe is on the other foot, and so many times that's the only way us human beings can get stuff through our heads is if we go through it ourselves. And until then, we don't get it. And that's the way it is, isn't it? If a defense attorney's had or her loved one murdered, whatever kind of case, whether it's a Koberger kind of case or it's a Vallow kind of case, whatever. If it's a serial killer kind of case, whatever. There's a million different scenarios we could come up with. How would that defense attorney feel now? Answer me that. Oh, I'm sure some defense attorney would come on and say, "Well, that's, yeah, it would suck, but I don't know whose voice this is. I don't know, it would suck, but the law is the law, and the law is there for a reason." So that means it's right. That means it's okay. There's no justice in murder. There's no justice in rape. There's no justice in any sexual predatory crimes. That's the hard thing about life. You can't go back. You think Kylie and JJ's family, who were in court yesterday and heard the sentencing, do you think they're back to themselves? Do you think they'll ever be normal again? Their old selves? They're never gonna be those same people, and they haven't since the day their loved ones were violated and murdered. There's no going back. Now you have been forced to become this new version of your old self, and you're angry. And you're angry at God and you're angry at the murderers. You're angry at every situation. Think of how JJ's grandparents think for giving Lori that child. You don't think they're suffering and that they're going to suffer the rest of their lives? They suffer 24/7. I promise you. Even in their sleep, they're suffering. That's awful. No justice. Oops, sorry, I touched that. Hey, Noah. Hi. So now, the rest of us have to go around living our life kind of scared, kind of not, being cautious. And I'm talking about women. Can't we just live? Can't people just do the right thing? Do you need to have the money and fame and sex in order to feel good about yourself? Chad, what do you think's going to happen about to Chad? Let me throw this question out there. What do you ladies think is going to happen to Chad? What is he thinking right now? Does he know what happened yesterday? Has he been watching? I was on I was watching a premiere video last night. And so there were live people in the comments like there are right now. And I had a question because I don't know the answer. So I threw the question out there to people. Where's Chad? Are they still married? Do they talk? What's up with that? And somebody said, they're legally married still, but Chad doesn't want anything to do with Lori. Well, uh, yeah, Chad's probably gonna get the firing squad, the firing range, whatever it's called. I can never remember what that word is called. Chad's gonna get the firing squad. He's in Idaho. I don't know. Does Chad have to also go to Arizona, or is that just Lori? I think it's just Lori. Yeah. Nola, I think let me put Nola's comment up here. Um, that's a good I have a question about that, Nola. Are they considered serial killers, Chad and Lori? Is that considered being a serial killer? I'm surprised there's not a new term for these cult cult killers. Um, it's too much. And all of our wars are started out of um religion, right? Ugh, pretty much everything, all the wars around the planet are in the name of religion. That's so stupid. So stupid. Okay, so anything over 2 people. Okay. Just because they knew who they killed does not make them serial killers. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, but I am curious about that. Um, there's also this thing going on with Scientology, like it's falling apart. If it weren't for Tom Cruise, crazy. Oh yes, Stargazer. That's what I was thinking too. Is are they going to dig up the other bodies of Lori's ex-husbands, the ones that have died? Have they dug those men up yet? Are they gonna dig them up? So awful. But with Chad and Lori, they seem to only be killing people who they can get money from, right? Oh my god. Times like this where I really wish there was a hell, a fiery pit with the devil there constantly, like you see in the Bible. I really wish that was a thing sometimes because in my opinion as a psychic medium, it's not a thing. Um, oh, you know what? I Speaking of Fotis Dulos and Connecticut, I do have something new to say about that. I'm gonna tell you guys real quick about Fotis Dulos. Um, this was something brought to me, a correction. This is a correction from spirit to me regarding Photostulos. So I make it a requirement for myself to let you know I said something incorrectly. And that is this regarding Photostulos. When in the past, I've said that I have seen Photostulos being dragged out of the Earth's atmosphere um, and away somewhere where I can't see him. Let me clarify what I was actually seeing. Okay. So here, the vision I saw of Fotis Dulos, what it really is, and sorry, I'm trying to be very specific and very clear here. When I saw Fotis Dulos being dragged away by the universe, he had not died yet. Fotis had not died yet. And what the universe was showing me was he was trying to hang on. He was having kind of one of those out of body experiences like Lori said she had. And Fotis was trying to stay. He didn't want to die. And that makes sense to me because he didn't kill himself. He was murdered. That makes perfect sense with the rest of it. So I am correcting what I have said about Fotis Dulos. So what I had said earlier was he died and the boogeyman came and took him away somewhere. Basically, is what I said before. That's not correct. That is not correct. I'm correcting my vision at the explanation of what spirit showed me. Hi, Shelly. Fotis Dulos was removed from his body. It was his time to go, but he was murdered. And hold on, I got spirit coming in. Hi, Marcia. Thank you, Marcia. Nice to see you. Um, okay, hold on, spirit. I have spirit coming. I think it's Fotis Dulos, you guys. I get scared when murderers come into my presence. I think it is him. Okay, if this is Fotis, you can come in, Fotis. I'm not afraid of you, Fotis. You can come in. I think this is Fotis Dulos, you guys. I have him here with me. I can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up. Okay, he's here and he's talking to me. He's telling me and showing me he did go to quote hell. He placed himself in isolation. Interesting. That's kind of all I wanted to talk to him. I don't really want to talk to him any further than that right now. Maybe I'll do a video on Fotis. He is confirming he was murdered. He is confirming that with me. He was murdered, and that's why the universe had to kinda suck him out of his body because he did not wanna go. And do you remember he kind of was holding on for a while? He was on that stretcher. He was still technically alive, on that stretcher after being in the garage with the car turned on and all that. Um, so weird. This is so weird. I still don't like you, Fotis. You murdered Jennifer. Anyway, we can talk to Fotis more later. Oh, how did Fotis pass? He allegedly killed himself in his garage of his mansion with the exhaust pipe, the exhaust in the garage. Stupid. Um, oh, good, you're working out, Allison. Hi. Keep going. Work out. Work it out. Work it off. Okay. Fotis wants to talk. I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk to Fotis. He's showing me himself in the garage. He was okay. Fotis was kind of unconscious when he was placed in his truck in his garage of his mansion when the car exhaust and all that was set up. I don't know why. Well, they wanted it to look like a suicide. That's why the murderers did what they did, right? So, I'm like, "There's so many other ways you coulda just taken him out. Just just straight up kill him." No. "Audrey, why do you talk like that? You're a psychic medium. You're supposed to be very calm and reasonable." Well, I'm not calm and I'm not reasonable when it comes to murder. And I'll tell you right now, Fotis was gonna kill those kids. He was gonna kill those kids by a boating accident or some freaking accident. So, anyway, back to Lori. But I don't see that anyone has asked or commented what I asked about, and that was Chad Daybell. Do you think he's shitting in his pants right now? Do you think he has shat in his trousers? Constantly, every day, he's probably sick to his stomach. I wouldn't be surprised if he's lost 100 pounds or something just from being so stressed out. And who knows? Maybe he's gonna try and do the opposite of Lori, and that is pretend like he's nuts. Lori doesn't try and pretend like she's crazy. She's like, "I'm perfectly fine." But Chad, he may take the cuckoo route and decide to pretend like he's crazy because he doesn't wanna get shot by the firing squad. I mean, I'm not saying I blame him. That's is he in the same jail? Where's Chad? Is he with Koberger? Are they in the same jail? I wanna know that. Do we have these 2 gentlemen in the same facility? Deb says, "Well, Lori's family so far has not said they are aware of her story of almost dying while giving birth or of her out of body experience yet." I bet Chad is shutting. Yeah, he probably is. Oh my god. If any justice is served, it's in moments like that where these murderers are dirtying and soiling their pants. How many pairs of underwear do you get in a day as a prisoner? I don't know. Are they running around with dirty, soiled underwear? OMG. Well, you guys, I'm gonna wrap up for now. Just a couple things. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, please. Super please hit that subscribe button for me. Share the video, like the video, and let me know if anyone can do any research on a Josephine in a prison, either the last prison Lori was in or this new one she was moved to today. A little spirit named Josephine, who I believe killed her husband, who died in prison, who is watching Lori in all her antics and reporting back to us here through me. So I'm curious to know about that. And yeah, I guess that's it for now on that. And what's today? Tuesday? Is it Tuesday today? I'm not sure. Yeah. Maybe a live on Friday. Not sure. I'll let you guys try and let you guys know earlier so you can have a heads up. Thank you, everyone that was here for this live today. Thank you so much. And I hope you watched more than the first 10 minutes of my show. All right, you guys, take care. Love you so much. I'll see you soon. All right, ciao.